Hi everyone, just showing you how to do acrylic nails at home. Yeah, so first things first is we're going to size our nails to the size of your nail, your natural nail. And these are the ones that I've sized to my nail. Next, we're going to push back the cuticle. Okay, after that we're going to use a fine bit to buff our nails. We're just trying to buff off the oil. Try to get to the cuticle as close as you can get to the cuticle, but not touching the cuticle. Okay, brush off. Now I'm going to cut my nails. Okay, now we're going to glue our nails. So just place a little dab of glue on your natural nail. Grab the nail that you had sized and just move along the glue. Make sure there's no bubbles. Push it down and hold for a couple seconds. Okay, and then wipe off extra glue. I'm going to go do the next nail. Okay, after you place the nails, now we're going to cut the nails to your desired length. Okay, compared to the nails that you have on if you place them on. Okay, throw away your nails. I'm just going to file this one right here because it is not straight. So just file it. Okay. Now we're going to file the nails. You want to file the glue off of the natural nail. And you can also sand the clear nail, the false nail. Get as close as you can to the cuticle because that's where most of the oil sits. Okay, after that's done, now we'll just brush off the dust. Make sure you get all the dust off because we don't need that dust. So we placed our nails. Now we just get a paper towel and place it on your workshop. Grab your powder and your liquid, your acrylic powder, and your liquid. Now we're going to use our primer. This is the primer I use. It's called Line Out. And just place it on the natural nail. Like so. Grab your acrylic brush. I use a small one. This is the brush I use. And dip your brush into the acrylic and clean it. Now we're going to dip it in, place it on the side, dip it into the acrylic, put your acrylic upside down, place it onto the nail and slide it down the nail. Clean the sides. There we go. Clean it, dip again, upside down. Place it on top of the nail and bring it downwards. Make sure you pat the edges, the sides. Grab a little bit more acrylic or liquid and bring it towards the middle. Okay, grab a little bit more liquid and acrylic, just a dab. We're just going to get to the edge here. Bring it towards the middle. And then out. Okay, we'll do that for the same side, or I mean the opposite side. Place it on the side. Bring it towards the middle. Clean the side here. Make sure it's patted into the nail. So, okay, now we're going to clean our brush. We're going to grab a little bit more, just a dab, place it in that corner right here, and bring it towards the middle. I find it better working with a small brush because if you use a big brush, then you might make a mistake. And once it dries, it's like, oh boy. I think I made a mistake. So there we go. So look at the thickness of the nail. Looks good. Make sure it's close to the cuticle but not touching the cuticle. I'm going to go right into a little bit in there. I just need a dab of acrylic. And then just place it in there. There we go. And slide it out. Okay. I like to dip it in a little bit and grab a little bit just to cover any of those little holes if there's any, and just bring it out. Clean your edges. There we go. So that's just going to dry and then we're going to sand it. Next, clean your brush, dip it, let it sit on the side, grab your powder upside down, place it on the nail, and just slide it slightly, and then drag it. Okay, I'm going to place a little bit more right here. Grab only a touch, getting into the little area here where the cuticle is, and I'm just sliding it. Okay, now I'm going to do the top. brush is a little too wet, so I'm just going to let it sit for a second, and I'm going to bring it downwards. Like so. Okay, now I'm going to do my edges. Grab a little bit more. Go along and place it on the side there and bring it towards the middle. Now we're going to do the other side. Place it. Bring it towards the middle. And make sure you do your edges. So now I'm going to bring that over more to the middle. Okay. Look at the nail, and I'm going to place a little bit more right into that corner. You just dab a little bit and grab only a touch, and you place it right into that little hole and bring it towards the middle. Okay. Look at the thickness. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the top. Like so. And I'm going to bring it towards the middle, to the side, downwards. Like so. Okay. So look at the nail. It's a little bit of bumpiness, but that's okay. You're going to sand that anyways. Okay, now we'll let it sit and dry and clean your brush. Make sure it's clean before you put it away. Like so. Okay, the nails have dried. Now I'm going to show you what I use to shape my nails. This is a fine bit right here. This is the fine bit. This is the bit that I would use to go close to the cuticles and probably finish off the nail. This is a medium bit. This is the bit that I would use to sand the nail and basically help it shape it, but it's a much finer than the coarse bit. The last one is a coarse bit. It's a 80 grit and it's pretty coarse. This is the one that I would shape the nail, but I would not go close to the cuticle with this grid. Okay? So I'm going to start with the medium first, and I'm going to sand the nail. I'm going to turn it up a little bit here and start sanding the nail, just to help it before I put on the grid, the coarse grid one, then so it doesn't eat up the acrylic right away, because the acrylic is still setting. So I'm just sanding the nail. Okay. Okay, after that's done, we're going to go to the coarse grid and we're going to start shaping the nail. I'll turn it up a little bit more. Okay, after that, we're going to sand the nail. We're going to use 180 grit. We're going to sand the nail, the edges of the nail. Push back, just in case there's some extra acrylic or glue on the nail sides, and just sand the nail. Okay. Now we're going to go back with the medium one and we're going to start sanding. I'm going to go a little faster here. Okay, now I'm going to use the fine grid and start doing by the cuticles. And turn it down. Okay, now we're going to use our 100 grid file and start shaping the nails, making them softer, the edges softer. Actually, I'm going to go back and use this 180 grid just to shape this nail here, make it straight. There we go. Okay, now we'll use the 100 side. Okay, now I'm going to use the fine grid and just sand the nail. I'll go a little faster here. Okay, after that, just brush all the dust off your nails, wash your hands, and then it's ready for polish.